Hey guys, in this video I'll teach you how to fold head-to-neck connection of the Ryujin 2.1 designed by Kamiya Satoshi. This is one of the crucial parts of the model since it connects the body to the head. The prerequisites for this video are knowing how to fold the scales of the Ryujin 2.1. And as you might have guessed, I've already done videos that cover this topic, so make sure to check them out. All of those videos are part of my Ryujin 2.1 series. If you're enjoying them, I'd highly encourage you to subscribe to my channel. This way you'll be helping me grow the channel with the infamous YouTube algorithm and be able to deliver more great content to you guys. Another important thing is that your notification bell is turned on. This way you'll be notified when the new video comes out. Today I'll be using regular origami paper, also known as kami. This one is 24 centimeters and that's around 9 inches. With that being said, let's start folding. The first step is to fold 14 by 14 grid, and we'll accomplish that by folding 7 by 7 grid first. We'll start on the colored side of the paper by folding the diagonals. Now we'll fold paper in half by bringing the bottom corner to the upper corner, but we won't fold all the way to the end. We really need just a tiny little portion on the right here. I'll unfold that and use the bottom corner to make a new crease by bringing it to the new mark and also marking that spot like this. And now I'll use that point to make a line that starts right there and ends right here. I'll rotate the paper this way so it's a little easier. I like to fold the paper over like this, make a slight pinch on the left, and I'll pivot the paper around that anchor point until I get to the opposite corner. Like this. I don't need a whole crease, I really need just this section over here where this new line intersects the diagonal. You can fold all the way through if you like though. I'll unfold the paper and I'll use this point to make a new line. I'll first flip the paper to the white side and make a pinch at the intersection like this, and now align the edges on both sides. You'll find that we have two segments, the shorter and a longer one. We'll divide the longer segment into fourths. So first I'll fold the paper in half like this. So half of this section, and now divide each section into halves again. The first one is easy, it's just bringing the bottom edge to the crease above. And as for this line, I'll just make a mound fold along this fold and bring it to the line above. I'll unfold everything, rotate the paper, and now bring the bottom edge to this crease. And finally bring the bottom edge to the new crease. And you'll find that now the paper is divided into 7 equal parts. We'll rotate the paper this way and use the reference we used before to divide paper into 7 parts in this direction as well. So first step, making the pinch, aligning the edges, now dividing the longer section into fourths, rotate the paper and divide the remaining few segments. So now that we have 7 by 7 grid, we can turn the paper to the white side and divide each little section into halves again. This way we'll get a 14 by 14 grid. I like to start right here, making a mound fold along, well, this first mound fold, and bringing it to the crease above. And now bring the bottom edge to this new edge, and I'll keep gathering the paper this way, at least to the point where it gets a little too thick, and then I'll just open everything together and doing the same steps, work my way to the top. As for the last little crease, I like to put it in this fashion. And that's it. Now I'll rotate the paper this way and do the exact same thing. And now we have 14 by 14 grid, and we can start pre-creasing now. First step is to make a valley fold along the second unit here. And now we'll turn the paper around and bring this new edge to the old one, like this. And now we'll look at this bottom left corner. We'll count 2 units from the left, 1, 2, and make a diagonal crease this way. And now starting here, we'll do the same thing, 1, 2, make a new crease. And now we'll do that once again, but this time we'll be folding through this section as well. So make sure your layers are stacked nicely on top of each other like that, and then make a crease. And as you might have guessed, we'll do that once again. And again, making sure that this is nicely back together, like that. Here, we'll rotate the paper, and now using this crease, I'll bring the bottom edge to that crease, like this. Now, I don't want to fold all the way to the end. I really need just the first 2 units. So there's 1, 2, and I'll stop right there. But before I unfold everything, I'll make another valley fold along this existing crease. So just fold the paper over like that. And then go, and then basically just crease this section like that. And then unfold everything. You might see some additional lines over here, don't worry about that. I forgot to add those creases earlier, so I'm adding them right now. And now, just before we start collapsing, I want you to turn the paper around once again. This time we're looking at this section and doing almost the exact same thing. So we're bringing this edge to this crease, like that, again, 2 units, and that's where we stop. These are all the pre-creasing lines we'll need. Now we'll start collapsing. We'll start at the upper right corner here. We'll count 3 units. 1, 2, 3. Make a mountain fold. And make a valley fold to the right. And now from this point, count 2 units to the left. 1, 2. Make a mountain fold, but this time around we'll fold it to the left. Next step is to make a mountain fold along the first unit. Make a valley fold and a mountain fold once again. We'll make transition units now, and if you've already watched Scale's video, this will be very easy. First step is a triangle-like shape. Like this. Now I'll turn the paper to the white side and open this right section by pulling the layers. Now I'll make mountain folds along the bottom sides of the square and extend this crease all the way down with a mountain fold. As I do that, I'll just bring my hands together like this and flatten and fold this flap to the right. Finally, I'll just fold it in half like this. Do the spread sink. fold the left flap to the right and do the close sync. Again, this is all shown in the scales video. Now we'll make a valley fold along this first unit and then make a mount fold here. And using the first layer of this portion, we'll make a triangle-like shape again. And basically repeat all the same steps we did earlier. Like that. Now turn the paper on the other side. While pulling the right portion of the paper here. Making mount folds along the bottom sides of the square. And extending the crease all the way down. Now we'll bring our hands together and fold the flap to the right. And now we'll fold the flap in half, do the spread sync and the close sync. Like this. So now, just before we start collapsing the scales, I'll add a couple of lines using this black pen over here. This part is not necessary, but it will help you collapse the model, and it will be a little easier to teach that way. So the first line we need to make is 2 units from the bottom. 1, 2. And now along this bottom line, I'll start right here, which is 2 units from the right. Like this. Now from this line I'll count 3 units up, 1, 2, 3. This time around I'll make a line that's only 1 unit wide. Like this. I'll repeat the same thing, 1 unit from this black line. And now 3 units from that black line, 1, 2, 3. And again, this is a 2 unit line, so it's symmetrical to the one on the bottom. The next line we'll need is right over here. There's an intersection between this diagonal crease and the second grid unit. We'll go 2 units up and 1 unit to the left. So that's right here. Now from this point, we'll make a unit that goes 2 units to the right. And now from here, go 3 units up, 1, 2, 3. So that's right there. And make another line. So this way we have 2 symmetrical sides. And now, just before we start collapsing, I'll go right over here at the diagonal and count 4 diagonal units. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll just add a point right there. And then go 4 units up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then add another point. Just like this. And now we can start collapsing the scales. This part is really the same as the scales from my previous videos. We'll start off by pulling those layers apart, making a 45-degree line that goes all the way to the right, and you'll find that there is no reference point where to end the crease. That's really half of this unit, so I'll have to eyeball that. And then make a valley fold starting right there. Again, 45 degrees. And now we'll do the same thing on the bottom. We are starting right here where the black line ends. Like that, and now I'll make a valley fold. Like this. And now we'll do the same steps on the next layer. And again, the same thing on the bottom, starting right there. And now we'll start the exact same way, but this time around our crease will end right here, where this black line ends. So our crease should end right there, And immediately we should reflect that line like this by making a new 45-degree crease to the right like that. Now, since this part is not fully flat, I can't just fold this down and then fold it to the right as I did in the scales video. So what I'll do is repeat the exact same steps on the bottom first and then collapse everything together at the same time. Again, reflecting the crease from that point, going to the right, to the bottom. And now, as I have this, I'll start making little valley folds. And slowly bringing everything, flattening everything together. Like this. This looks great, and now I'll repeat the exact same steps in the exact same way on the last layer over here. And then we'll do something a little different. Perfect, and here's the step where things get a little different. We'll start off with this point right here. We'll make a line that goes from that point and goes all the way 45 degrees up to this black line. And I'll do that by making a mound fold. Like this, then going all the way to the black line. Now you'll find that the crease will end in the middle of this unit. Like that. You can go a little farther down, just a little, because this will make making a valley fold here a little easier that way. Like this. I'll use the other little units over here as references. But this looks good. So once you do the first one, we'll do the same thing with the next one. Again, making a diagonal all the way to the black line. Now the things won't lie flat at this point, and that's fine. We're about to bring everything together. Like that. And now you see it looks a little funny here, but now we'll just collapse everything together. Starting right here, we'll make a mound fold, which is already there, and then make a 45-degree line going all the way up. You'll find that it will end right here, and we'll also make a mound fold along this crease. So now, as we do that, we want to collapse this section by folding it down like this, and then making a little valley fold that goes like that. And at the same time I'm pinching this part, and now I'm folding this flap. I'll just keep it in the air for now. And I'll just work my way with the mound fold to this intersection and do the same thing with this layer. Again, mound fold 45 degrees, like that. Folding it to the right, and now collapsing everything together. You'll find that we make this new flap and we can just fold it up like this. And now we'll start right over here, making a diagonal crease going all the way to this point. Basically doing the exact same steps, but on the bottom. Like this. And we want to flatten that part by making a little valley fold. You'll find that you can actually just bring this edge to this diagonal crease right there. That's a little reference you can use. It's part of our diagonals we did at the beginning. Like that. And we'll do the same thing with this last layer. Again, 45-degree line all the way to the diagonal, and this time it ends in the middle between those two segments. Do the valley fold. And now, as I do that, I need to collapse this section, and I'll start with this last layer, making a diagonal crease all the way to the end of the black line, like that. And now I can flatten that by making a valley fold there, like this. Again, working my way to the intersection and then making a new mountain fold line. Like this, and this is really similar to the rabbit ear, which is bringing everything together. And again, folding this flap to the, well, up to the right. And that's it. That's how the connection should look like. Now at this point I'll just use bone folder to flatten everything. Turn the paper around like this, and we'll work on this section here. We want to open this pocket and make a mountain fold along this crease. Now as I do that, you can see that you can't get really far by making a mountain fold. That's why I'll have to push the paper from the bottom like this, and then make a mountain fold. And you'll have to push paper once again, like this, to make a mountain fold that goes all the way to this triangle shape. Now you're pushing the paper in, like that, folding it up, and our goal is to try to flatten everything together. Now be really gentle, and it will just work out. Let me show you how that looks like from the inside. Like this. And now we'll turn the paper on the other side. We'll start by making a mountain fold from this point up to here. It's an intersection between this diagonal crease and the unit. So make sure you're not folding up to here, but it's a little farther up. Like this, and I'll do the same thing on the left. Again, it's the intersection between the diagonal crease and this line. And now as I have those two folds, I can start making a mountain fold along this black line, working my way up to here, and then making a mountain fold along this line. But I'll have to open this little section from the bottom here. And you'll find that the paper will naturally want to create this new line right here. And you can push the paper from the bottom like this. Make a mountain fold along this one. And collapse this section by making a mountain fold here and a valley fold in the middle. Like this. And now we can try to bring everything together by making a mountain fold in the middle first. Like this. I'm trying to get those layers together, like that. Fold this to the right. And now I can make a mountain fold along this crease. Mountain fold along this diagonal line. And now holding this together, I can bring the flap to the right. And bring this either up or down. We'll eventually need both, really. So, down and up. This is how it looks like from the back side. And I'll fold it down for now. And then open this middle flap once again. I want to use these points we drew earlier to make a mountain fold going from that point to the other one. Going through the middle layers. Like that. And as I open the paper this way, I want to extend the creases from the black lines, diagonal ones, all the way to the end. Like this, and do the same thing on the left. And now bring those two together and then fold them up. Using all the creases we already have. Make a mountain fold in the middle and bring everything together again. And now the last step is to do a reverse fold along this crease, which is just 2 mountain folds over here. And I'll bring this flap up for now. And believe it or not, this is really how you do neck to head connection. And this is how it looks like on the Ryujin 2.1 I'm currently folding. This is the test fold I'm currently making for this Ryujin 2.1 series, because I want to make sure that I know how to fold every single part before I teach it to you guys. By making the neck to head connection, you're one step closer to folding Ryujin 2.1. And again, as I said in the beginning, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. This will help me out with the YouTube algorithm, growing this channel and encouraging me to make more videos just like this one. I'm OrigamiSage, happy folding, and I'll see you next time.